Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Elite Kicks back with the weekly video. Guys, today I'm very excited. We're going to be talking about the Travis Scott Air Maxes and Air Trainers that are scheduled to drop this Friday, May 27th on the SNKRS app. We've waited for this for a long time, and I know a lot of you are pumped for this release to finally get a chance to go for this shoe. Travis Scott's website did drop the Air Trainers on the 20th. They did the raffle bots 8. It is what it is. We're moving on, right? I'm going to be talking about 7 essential tips that you guys need to know on how to improve your chances to cop on the SNKRS app. And if this is content you guys like, do not forget to like, do not forget to comment, and do not forget to subscribe. We're closing in on that goal of 1,000 subscribers. Help me get there, guys. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber goal that I've set for myself and for the channel. So with that, guys, we're going to jump into today's video. The Travis Scott Air Maxes and the Air Trainers are scheduled to drop on May 27th at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a 10-minute draw, of course. They're not going to do first come, first serve, obviously. It's going to be a 10-minute draw. They're going to have extremely high bot protection. This is probably going to be a very hard shoe to cop. I'm just going to say that's pretty obvious. Stock is probably going to be about 10 to 20K, maybe more. And while that theoretically sounds like a lot, there's going to be a lot of people going for this shoe. And you also have to think about it is that a lot of people run bots on SNKRS and they can just generate entry after entry after entry after entry. In 10 minutes is a long time to generate entries. With that, guys, there's 7 things that I want to tell you guys that you guys should know on how to best improve your chances and how to best be prepared for this release. The first thing is, if you haven't done so already, and I'm going to keep repeating this in each and every single one of my SNKRS videos because it is so important, you have to have multiple accounts. If you don't know how to set up a multiple account, I have a video on it. I talk about everything that you need to change to make sure it's considered a separate entity, a separate individual, just so Nike does not link the accounts. Okay, so first things, guys, have to have multiple accounts. If you're entering with just one account, your odds of hitting are like, on a Travis Scott shoe, are like 0.5%. You probably have greater chances of hitting some lotteries. So I'm just saying, if you still haven't established an additional account, get your mom's cell phone number, get your brother's cell phone number, get your sibling's cell phone number. Use that to set up a second account. If you don't know how to set up a second account, watch my video. It will teach you how to set up successful additional accounts. The second thing I have to mention is this week, there are several other drops. Make sure whatever size you're going to go for in the Travis Scott is not only listed as your preferred size on your account, but it is the size you have been consistently going for this week, okay? Now, what that does is sets up the algorithm in the sense that, okay, this person is buying a size in a shoe that they're consistently buying. And people will tell you, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm 100% telling you it makes a huge difference for hyped releases like this. That's why I always caution people in my SNKRS videos is that when you go for a shoe and you're like, hey, I'm normally a size 10, I've listed size 10 on my account, but the size 11 is making more money, I'm gonna go for that. I caution 100% against that. Some people are like, oh, hey, if I get a size 10, I'm only going to make $5. If I go for a size 11, I'm going to make $20. Let me just tell you, it's better to not go for that release than to wholly just completely mess up your account by going for a size 11 when your account is a size 10. And some people will tell you, like, well, I'm just going to change the size of my account. And I hope you guys understand that when you change the size, it takes a period of time for the algorithm to actually recognize that that is your size. That is a size that you are consistently buying. Third thing you guys have to keep in mind is, have you ever hit on Air Maxes on the SNKRS account? For example, a couple of months ago, maybe a month or so ago, maybe it was a month and a half ago, on Air Max Day, we got the Air Max 1 blueprint. If you hit on that particular Air Max in that particular size, whatever that size was, that is the size you need to focus on for this particular drop, okay? For whatever reason, the algorithm gave you that W. That's why if you hit on an Air Max before that size, you should try to go for that size in this particular drop. Fourth, if you've ever had a Travis Scott before, okay, and this is also important as well, if you've somehow had a Travis Scott before on the SNKRS app, for the love of God, go for that size that you hit previously. Do not switch it up. Okay, so to recap those two tips, if you hit on a Air Max before, or you hit on a Travis Scott before, go for that size that you hit on. And the reason I bring that up is I have one particular account. It's a female account. The size is 5.5 men's, so 5.5 men's, so 7 women's, right? For whatever reason, it consistently hits on Jordan 4s in size 8. That's the size I always go for in that account, and I always hit. So when you hit a particular silhouette in a size like that, you need to keep track of that information. You need to make sure that that's the size you're going for consistent. And hopefully that is the size that you have listed on your account. So this is something to keep in mind as well. Let's say you've never hit an Air Max before, or you've never hit a Travis Scott before on the Sneakers app, which is going to be a decent amount of people. What can you do if you've not done either of those things? Well, here's what you can do, and this applies to everybody. In your bio, okay, you want to put some sort of reference to Air Maxes. It's your favorite silhouette. You love Air Maxes. Just something that has the word Air Max in it, so that when the algorithm is running, your bio is written in there that says this is a particular silhouette that you really enjoy, okay? It's what I did with the Kobe's to get exclusive access. It's probably something that will 100% benefit you in the algorithm here. The sixth thing I want to keep in mind is that a lot of entries are going to be filtered out as bot entries or multiple entries. And Nike is actually very good at actually doing this, despite what people will tell you. A lot of bots will win. Bots will win because they're putting in thousands and thousands of entries, but a good number of manual entries will also win. So what can you do? Make sure if you're doing multiple accounts, you have no more than 2 accounts per IP address. So let me repeat that. Make sure when you are doing multiple accounts, you have no more than 2 accounts per IP address. The best case scenario, the best situation is 1 account per 1 IP address for hype release like this, but I think you can go to 2 because I've seen it. I've done it myself before, okay? The last thing to keep in mind is do not enter when the draw immediately opens. Yes, there's going to be a lot of people entering, okay? But 10 minutes is a lot of time to get entered in. And some people will tell you it's like, hey, the app could glitch, you know, the Sneakers app could glitch, which is possible. Of course it's possible. But that's why you always wait 2 minutes and you enter, then 8 minutes is more than enough time to get into is to put an entry for all 4 of these shoes. And I think one of the Air Maxes has a preschool size and I think a toddler size as well. There's one thing I do want to mention before I end this video, guys. I just want to point out one example on all the tips I talked about. If, for example, you hit an Air Max size 8 and your actual size is 6.5 men's, but you hit on a size 8 men's before in Air Max, and you've consistently hit on the size 8 Air Max before, you need to go for that 8 in Air Max. Do not change your size that's listed in your bio. Leave it at 6.5 men's, okay? But go for the 8. For whatever reason, the algorithm recognizes you as deserving a size 8 in men's. Maybe you're getting it for your boyfriend, your husband, somebody else, your brother, whatever reason. You've done something for the algorithm that says, hey, you deserve a 8 men's for whatever reason. Just keep that in mind, guys. With that, guys, that is the end of the video for today. Next week, we're going to talk about a hold or sell of the Jordan 2 Ama Manir. The Jordan 2 Ama Manir is currently scheduled to drop on June 1st. So we'll be dropping a hold or sell. We did the how to cop a couple weeks ago, and that's still relevant. With that, guys, that is the end of the video for today. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Elite Kicks signing off. Take care, everybody.